The year is 2025. A new era dawns, brimming with the promise of technological marvels and societal progress. The skyline of Washington, D.C. gleams with modernity, a testament to the relentless march of time and innovation. Yet beneath this veneer of progress, the echoes of history still resonate, reminding us that the past is never truly gone. The ghosts of the past still linger, haunting the corridors of power and the collective memory of a nation. These specters are not mere figments of imagination but are rooted in real events that have shaped the course of history. The faded photographs of historical figures, the old newspaper clippings that flutter in the wind, and the archival footage of the JFK assassination headlines serve as poignant reminders of a time when the world was forever changed. Decades of speculation, whispers in darkened rooms, theories spun from threads of half-truths and outright lies. These elements have woven a complex tapestry of intrigue and mystery, captivating the minds of historians, conspiracy theorists, and the general public alike. In dimly lit rooms, shadowed figures engage in whispered conversations, poring over historical conspiracy documents that hint at hidden truths and untold stories, all centered around a single, earth-shattering event, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. This tragic moment in history has been the focal point of countless debates, investigations, and speculations. The archival footage of JFK's motorcade, the black and white photo of Dealey Plaza, and the iconic image of JFK himself are etched into the collective consciousness, symbolizing a pivotal turning point in American history. For years, the truth seemed lost in a maze of redacted documents, sealed files, and whispers of conspiracies. The stacks of redacted files, the sealed envelopes marked top secret, and the close-up of a typewriter typing classified documents, all contribute to the sense of an impenetrable barrier, preventing the full story from coming to light. Then a sudden shift occurred, a crack in the wall of secrecy that had long kept the truth hidden, a crack in the wall of secrecy. This small but significant breach allowed a glimmer of light to shine through, offering a tantalizing glimpse of the hidden truths that lay beyond. The close-up of a document being unsealed symbolizes the beginning of a new chapter, one where the shadows of the past are finally confronted. President Trump, in a move that sent shockwaves through Washington and beyond, ordered the release of thousands of previously classified documents related to the JFK assassination. This unprecedented decision was met with a mixture of anticipation, skepticism, and hope. The images of President Trump signing documents, the press conference, and the classified documents being handed over capture the gravity of this momentous occasion. The date, March 19, 2025. A day that will be remembered as a turning point in the quest for truth and transparency. The calendar showing the date, the digital clock, and the historical documents with date stamps all serve to anchor this moment in time, marking it as a significant milestone in the ongoing journey to uncover the past. A day many thought would never come. The surprised faces of historians, the people gathered around televisions, and the celebratory crowd reacting to the news all reflect the widespread impact of this revelation. It was a moment of collective realization, a shared experience that transcended individual perspectives and united people in their quest for understanding. A Pandora's box of secrets finally pried open. But at what cost? The symbolic image of Pandora's box being opened, with documents spilling out, serves as a powerful metaphor for the release of these long-hidden truths. It raises questions about the potential consequences of such revelations, both for individuals and for the nation as a whole. The Department of Justice scrambled to manage the fallout. The frantic activity inside government offices and the officials discussing classified documents highlight the urgency and complexity of the situation. The release of these documents set off a chain reaction requiring swift and decisive action from those in positions of power. The CIA held its breath, bracing for the impact of the revelations. The tense meeting rooms and the agents reviewing documents underscore the high stakes involved. The agency, long shrouded in secrecy, now faced the daunting task of addressing the contents of the released documents and their implications for national security. Could the nation handle the truth, no matter how unsettling? The worried expressions on people's faces, the citizens reading news headlines, and the historical footage of public reactions all convey the sense of uncertainty and apprehension that accompanied the release of the documents. It was a moment of reckoning, a test of the nation's resilience and capacity for truth. The weight of history, of unanswered questions, pressed down on everyone involved. The heavy stacks of historical documents, the close-up of furrowed brows, and the people in deep thought all illustrate the profound impact of this moment. It was a time of reflection, of grappling with the complexities of the past and the responsibilities of the present. This wasn't just about historical curiosity. The researchers in libraries, the historians analyzing documents, and the journalists investigating all demonstrate the broader significance of the released documents. It was about understanding the past to inform the present and shape the future. It was about seeking justice, accountability, and truth. This was about national security, about the delicate balance between protecting secrets and informing the public. The images of the Capitol building, the government officials in tense meetings, and the close-up of a balanced scale all emphasized the gravity of the situation. It was a delicate dance, a careful consideration of the potential risks and benefits of transparency. One thing was certain: the world would never be the same. The global map with shifting lights, the diverse crowd reacting to the news, and the world landmarks all signified the far-reaching impact of the revelations. It was a moment that transcended national boundaries, resonating with people around the world and altering the course of history. The truth, long hidden in the shadows, was about to step into the light. The light piercing through darkness, the shadowed figure stepping into the light, and the classified document being fully revealed, all symbolized the transformative power of truth. It was a moment of illumination, a time when the shadows of the past were finally confronted, and the light of truth shone brightly for all to see. The documents revealed a world most Americans could only imagine. A world shrouded in secrecy, where the lines between friend and foe were often blurred, and the stakes were nothing less than global dominance. A world of espionage, covert operations, and shadowy figures operating in the murky depths of international intrigue. These were the unsung heroes and villains of the Cold War, playing a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. The CIA, it seemed, was everywhere. From the bustling streets of European capitals to the remote jungles of Southeast Asia, their reach was vast and their influence profound. Their presence was felt in every corner of the globe. No region was too remote, no government too stable to escape their watchful eyes. Over 47% of U.S. Embassy political officers were undercover CIA agents when JFK took office. This staggering statistic underscored the extent to which espionage had become intertwined with diplomacy. Imagine that, nearly half of our diplomats living double lives. The numbers were staggering. These individuals were not just diplomats, they were spies gathering intelligence and influencing foreign policy from within. In Paris, 123 out of 370 diplomats were CIA. The City of Light was a hotbed of espionage, with agents operating under the cover of diplomatic immunity. In Chile, 11 out of 13 political officers reported back to Langley, not the State Department. This was a clear indication of the CIA's dominance in the region, shaping political outcomes to suit American interests. This wasn't just about gathering intelligence, it was about control, influence, and power. The CIA's operations were designed to manipulate events and steer the course of history. The documents hinted at operations that went far beyond the CIA's stated mission. These were not just intelligence-gathering missions, they were active interventions in the political affairs of other nations. Espionage against our allies, the French. The CIA's reach extended even to those we considered friends, monitoring and influencing their actions to align with American interests. Backroom dealings with the Vatican. The CIA's influence was not limited to secular governments. They also engaged with religious institutions to further their agenda. The assassination of Rafael Trujillo in the Dominican Republic. This was one of the most dramatic examples of the CIA's willingness to engage in direct action to achieve their goals. It was a tangled web of covert actions, political maneuvering, and outright manipulation. The CIA's activities during this period were a testament to the lengths to which they would go to protect and advance American interests, often operating in the shadows, unseen and unacknowledged. But the release of these documents wasn't without consequences. The public, eager for transparency and answers, was unprepared for the Pandora's box that was about to be opened. The declassification of these files, long shrouded in mystery, brought with it a wave of unintended repercussions. As the files were declassified, a chilling realization dawned. The information contained within these documents was not just about historical events, it was about real people, with real lives, who were now thrust into the spotlight. Innocent people, their identities buried deep within the reports, were now exposed. These were individuals who had no idea their personal information was part of a larger narrative, and now they were vulnerable. Names, addresses, social security numbers, all laid bare for the world to see. The very details that could lead to identity theft, harassment, or worse, were now public knowledge. People like Judy K. Barga and William A. Harnage, their lives entangled in this web of secrecy, now faced an uncertain future. Their stories, once hidden in the shadows of classified documents, were now exposed to the harsh light of public scrutiny. The documents, some argued, should have been redacted more thoroughly. Critics pointed out that the rush to release these files had overlooked the need to protect innocent individuals. The need for transparency, for historical understanding, had to be balanced against the very real risk to individuals caught in the crossfire. Legal battles ensued, with some arguing that the public's right to know was paramount, while others insisted that personal privacy should never be compromised. Had the rush to unveil the truth come at too high a price? The debate raged on, with no easy answers in sight. Journalists, historians, and the public grappled with the ethical implications of these revelations. This wasn't just about protecting identities. The broader implications of the document release were staggering. The release also threatened to expose sensitive intelligence-gathering methods, potentially jeopardizing future operations. The methods and sources that had been painstakingly developed over years, even decades, were now at risk. Sources cultivated over decades, relationships built on trust and discretion, could be compromised. The very fabric of intelligence work, which relies on secrecy and confidentiality, was now fraying. The very foundation of national security seemed to hang in the balance. The release of these documents, intended to shed light on a dark chapter of history, had inadvertently cast a shadow over the present and future of intelligence work. The question remained, was the price of truth too high? To understand the magnitude of this event, we must journey back to 1992. Oliver Stone's film JFK had just captivated the nation, reigniting the flames of conspiracy theories and public distrust. The outcry was undeniable. The people demanded answers. Congress responded with the JFK Records Act, a landmark piece of legislation aimed at prying open the vaults of secrecy surrounding the assassination. The Assassination Records Review Board, or ARRB, was formed, tasked with the daunting task of reviewing and releasing the documents. Millions of pages were declassified, shedding light on the events of that fateful day in Dallas. But it wasn't enough. Key pieces of the puzzle remained hidden, fueling the fires of speculation and distrust. Now, with the release of these new documents, the hope was that the full truth could finally be known.